This woman went viral a couple weeks back when she explained how she was not in love with her husband and how she wanted a divorce. This got over, like, I believe, 4 million views. And since then, she's reconciled by posting videos of her husband, how much she loves him, and how much they're going to work things out. I am here to tell you the unfortunate truth that this marriage is over. I've seen this video. I'm going to break down exactly what she says that indicate the key factors that will tell you or anybody who's married that your marriage is over.
Hey cousins, a happy snowy storm from New Jersey. We are having major snowstorm here. I'm home today. I was home yesterday. I'm home today. Baby dad said, baby, stay home. I was like, yes, I will. So we're going to be doing this video. One of my new cousins sent this video to me. She sent an email to me and she said, I was so mad at you because you kept saying not to marry young, don't get married young, don't get married young. I got married young. I got married at 19. I am 22, almost 23, and we're getting a divorce. And she said she was so angry at me for saying that, but she sent me this video and she said, now I understand why you were saying do not get married young, too young. I say too young. So 19, 20, 21, 22, this lady here, 22 is too young. And it's too young because one, ladies, you don't know yourself. You really cannot respect that man. You really cannot play your role as a wife. Because as women, we love to talk about man's supposed to do, he's supposed to provide, he's supposed to pay all my bills and all of this stuff. But the truth is, can you play your role? Can you play your role of admiring your husband, respecting him, submitting to him, honoring him, adoring? A lady got upset in my comments because I'd said, adore your husband, love your husband, and respect your husband, because saying he's just a man. Why should I adore him or respect him or honor him? He's just a man. A husband is not just a man. A husband is more than a man. Okay, there are a whole lot of males out here, but a husband is more than a man. Okay, and so this is why I say, ladies, do not get. You're not able to play his role, but the truth is he's not ready to play his role at 19 and 20. He's not established. He's not a man's man. At 19 and 20, he ain't no man. He's a little boy. Okay, so that's why I am against getting married too young. But I'm also not against waiting until you're 60 to get married. Okay, I think a young woman's perfect age of getting married is around 28, 29. Young man, 30, 35. By then, you should be established. Be able to buy her a house, have some money put away for emergency funds and savings and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to play the video. The therapist is going, I think he's a therapist, going to give his feedback, and then I'm going to give my feedback. I think I did talk about this video a while back. I do not remember. But what our new cousin is saying, cousin Jan, is these are the same things you said in your video, but I was so offended. And she's getting a divorce. I told her to take the husband profile. She said she can't afford to take it because she have to pay for her divorce. Okay. So she said maybe next time she'll take the course. So let's listen in, and then I'll piggyback off the therapist, and then I'm going to play a few videos of people being upset at the woman. But I totally understand everything this young woman is saying. I understand it. Okay.
Earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce. I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets the dog, where all of those things. Okay.
Sign number one, she's already made up her mind. She told her husband, I want a divorce. Not that I'm thinking about one. I want a divorce. And plus, she had already spent a lot of time, possibly months, on planning.
Yes.
The logistics, who gets what, how long are the kids going to be with you, who gets a dog. She's already made up her mind.
Yes.
That she's willing to do this. She's prepared herself mentally.
Right. That
she's going to do this and commit to this. So when it happens, she is ready for it. That is sign number one.
Okay. Remember when I did the Tia's video, what we learned is a woman typically think about divorce 4 to 5 years before she actually goes through the divorce. Let me say that again. When a woman files for divorce, she's been thinking about it 4 to 5 years before she actually filed for the divorce. So this young woman She has all the logistics. She has everything planned out because she's been thinking about it for the last 4 or 5 years. She didn't just wake up after 10 years of marriage and say, I want a divorce. No. She's been thinking about this for 4 to 5. That's why she has all the details, because she's been thinking about it. Okay?
Feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself.
Okay, so he didn't say nothing about the searching part. She's been searching for something that's not there. So why did you marry him? Why did you go into marriage? And again, she got married at 22, so that's probably college sweetheart. So I'm gonna cut her a little bit of slack, because you should not have married him unless he can meet all of your needs. You shouldn't get married and there's still something lacking, okay?
That I do not love. Let me be very clear about that. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking,
sounds like a good man,
good person that you could meet on this planet. Our relationship and what my expectations are for my marriage and what they always have been are not met.
Sign number 2.
Okay. So you heard what she said. Her expectation for her marriage is not met. Okay, let this guy, his name is Rude Advice, talk, and then I'm gonna come back.
Expectations. A lot of people that I counsel who are at the end of their marriage about to get divorced always say, I went in with that expectations. I went in thinking that I can change him or her and they can become the person that I had envisioned. They went into the marriage thinking they could change the person, not looking at who they were actually marrying. And you heard her herself. She said she's been married 10 years to this guy. She loves everything about him, but she's not in love with him because it was a version of him that she wanted and didn't get.
Okay, so what we talk about expectation in the Naked Wife and 23 Types of Guys You Might Meet is marry the man in front of you, okay? Marry the man who is standing in front of you. Don't marry who he's going to become. Don't marry who he might become. Don't marry the future doctor. Don't marry the future lawyer. Don't marry the man he's going to become. Marry the man in front of you. Marry the man in front of you who's not going to help you with the kids, who don't believe in giving the babies bath, doing homework. Marry the man who's going to do 50-50. Do not marry a man with an expectation that he's going to be different. Do not try to change him. Accept the man in front of you. If you get married with an expectation that this man is going to become somebody else, you will be disappointed. You should marry the man in front of you. I have no disappointment in my husband because I married the man in front of me. There was nothing I was expecting my husband to do that he wasn't doing, with the exception of putting my back out. Okay? He was accomplished. He was saved. He was bringing his tithes and offering to the storehouse. He was kind. He was generous. He was thoughtful. He cooked. He would help to give baths and do homework. He was well paid. He had savings, investments, and retirements. So there is nothing I expected of my husband that he was not already doing. Well, you know, the snoring and all. I just can't. Okay. I just be kicking him. Mike. Turn over, flip over, drink some water or something. Okay? So a lot of women marry a potential. That's Mr. Potential. A version of who this man is going to become in your head and in your mind. And when he doesn't become that, you are so disappointed. And I tell you, sisters, do not do it. If he is not the man in front of you at 19 and 20 and 21 and 35 and 40, and if he's not everything you want, do not marry him. Don't do it.
also said that since the beginning of the relationship, she's been looking for something in the relationship that's not there.
Looking for something in the relationship that's not there. Okay, why did you marry him? Again, we're going to cut her a little bit of slack. She was 22, so that was probably college sweetheart.
Which indicates unfulfillment. She's never truly been in love with her husband because something has not been present. Her own words, not mine.
Reason.
Right. She's not really in love with him. Like, he's kind. He's a good guy. He's a great guy. But there's just something. And we talked about this, ladies, how there are good guys that we passed up. They're good guys, but I wasn't in love. Just like the other girl, she said, he was a good guy, but he was not my husband. And Charlie went ahead at 22, married this good guy, but she's not in love with him. She doesn't want to spend forever with him. Okay?
That pushed me to even bring up divorce and talk about it was the fact that I feel like I can't be myself with my husband. And it's really confusing because I'm 32 years old. I am a mom of 3. And I still don't know who I am. So for me to be like, oh, I can't be myself, or you don't love me for who I am, isn't really fair because I don't know who I am.
You don't know who you are.
Sign number 3, they got.
You don't know who you are, ladies. So how are you going to get married, but you don't know who you are? You're giving away, you're signing a lifetime contract with a man, but you don't even know who you are.
Got married very young. I've always persistent to anybody who listens on my platform never to get married at a young age, especially at 22.
Thank you. And this is what the cousin said. This part really hit home for her. I always say not to get married too young, and she was angry. But when she saw this, it's like the light came on for her. She had to send me an email and an offering. Thank you, girl. Not getting married too young. You don't know yourself. You don't know yourself.
She's 32. They've been married for 10 years, so they got married at 22. I've always said you don't know who the hell you are at 22. You just barely left your mom's house. You need to discover your identity and figure out who you are as an individual before getting married to somebody. She never figured that out. And that's why a lot of marriages end, because people get married so young and then they have an identity crisis like she's having right now. She doesn't know who she is. She has everything that you're supposed to have. She thought she'd be happy, but she's not. Because deep down, she can have all the possessions, all the kids, all the house, this great guy. But if she doesn't love herself, and if she doesn't know herself, the marriage is over.
She doesn't know who she is. Okay. You have to figure that out. What do you want? This is why the husband profile, for the ladies who have already taken the husband profile, we spend a lot of time figuring out us, who we are, and what do we want. What do you want? You gonna marry him who says he doesn't help with kids, he not washing, he not sweeping the floor, he not doing the floor, he not doing anything, and you think that's what you want because you're in love, but then you get married and the babies come, you're tired and exhausted, and then you realize I really need somebody who we're going to take care of these chores in the home together. Husband profile begins in April, by the way, if you want to take it. She doesn't know who she is. And that's why I'm not too angry with her. A lot of people are angry, but I'm not, because I totally understand at 22 saying yes to forever and you don't know who you are.
We are coming up on our 10-year anniversary. We're going to Mexico, to Cabo for our 10-year anniversary trip. And we're rewriting our vows. We never wrote vows in the first place. We didn't have vows when we got married.
Okay, I don't understand. What do you mean you never have vows? Did you just say I do? And that's why I love those old vows. I think our marriage counselor told us, think about the vows in sickness and in health. Even though on my wedding video, when pastor said for richer or poorer, I said for richer and richer. I'm not saying the church fell out. The church fell out when he passes said richer and poorer. Michael said for richer and poorer. I said for richer and richer. I love those old vows, okay? Those old vows make you really think. until death do we part. And how many of you know if you're going to commit adultery, the debt of the marriage is over. Bye. Oh, my Lord.
And I'm struggling to write my vows. Like, to write a vow.
Because she's not in love
And
with
I
him.
think that's because I still feel very unsure in our relationship.
Right. She doesn't love him.
The one thing that we finally talked about this past week together, because it's just been something that since we kind of talked about it and I brought it up and we committed to change and we committed to working on our relationship, I started my own business. He quit his job. Roles have changed. Life has been crazy. And we just haven't come back to talking about the subject.
She is realizing she doesn't need him
Right.
anymore financially. She's got her business. She's doing well. The roles have changed. She doesn't see him in his masculine form anymore. And she feels that she doesn't need him anymore. This is what's enabling her to think this way. And again, congrats to her for doing a business. And, that's something pretty awesome. But she feels she doesn't need him anymore. And the reason she's having difficulty writing her vows is because she's not in love with him. She loves him as a person because he's a wonderful person, a wonderful father. She never said husband. He's a wonderful father, but she is simply just not in love with him anymore.
I just don't like.
She's not in love. No, let's go back to her started her business and roles has switched. And this is why, ladies, you do not marry a man who's not able to provide for you. I think a husband being able to provide for a wife, it's like Jesus dying on the cross. I'm not talking about you retire, okay? I'm not talking about in retirement. Even in retirement, he's still providing for you. But when you become the man and he becomes the woman, you lose respect for him. And that should never happen in a marriage. Never. Your husband should always be the breadwinner and the provider. Because the moment he is not, women lose respect. And this is exactly why she's feeling this way, because she's realizing, I don't need him. I can do this all by myself. And no, it doesn't mean that women who are well accomplished, who are married, don't need their husband, but their husband is still the head of the home and the provider and the protector and the professor of love. Okay?
Thinking, okay, we've been married for 10 years and we've kind of like been at the same point the whole time. I just don't want to look back 10 years from now and not have tried my best to have this like relationship that we both want and that we deserve and that our kids deserve to see in us.
And what she's really saying there is that she does want to look back 10 years from now and regret not leaving. That's what she really needs. The way she's thinking right now, she's 32, she's still young. She's been with somebody 10 years. She doesn't know how to be herself around this guy. She's not herself. She's going to do this for her. She's going to move on because right now her career is doing good. Her business is doing good. She doesn't necessarily need him. And now's the time for me to leave. This is what happens when you marry young. This is what happens when you get married and don't know who you are as an individual. Right. You have an identity crisis later on in your mid to early 30s. And you ask yourself, who the hell am I? I did everything I was supposed to do. That was supposed to make me happy. And I'm not. The moral of this whole lesson is don't get married young. Figure out who the hell you are first before committing your life to somebody. If not, you will have a crisis just like this woman. I wish them to the best. I don't wish them any ill will. But she said it herself. She's made up her mind and she doesn't love him. This one.
And eventually, even if I think he said at the beginning, they've reconciled. One conversation is not going to reconcile a marriage. Okay, it's going to take months of working through and therapy for a marriage to be reconciled because she doesn't know who she is, and maybe the real her doesn't even love her husband, which is why you figure out who you are before you get married. Don't get married and you don't know who you are. So let's listen to a couple other people reviewing the video and see what they have to say. And I'll just probably jump in here and there.
Really got on TikTok and let millions of people know that she wants to divorce her perfect husband, perfect father, who does everything right, perfect. not a single complaint, doesn't do anything wrong, but she wants to go to the streets. She's looking to feel some type of magical feeling that she's made up in her head that she should be feeling in her marriage, and she ain't felt it after 3 kids and 10 years of marriage.
Let me pause it because he has music on in the background. Yeah, a lot of people is not going to understand. A lot of people is not going to understand, but I totally understand. I understand what she is saying. It makes sense because so you're getting married too young. You don't know who you are. So yeah, I get it.
Be me. Maybe that never find me, because that is you're a horrible person. That the fact that, and look, even if y'all do it, I don't know if y'all, I know it's trendy to like try to embarrass your husband online, because you know what, if you're monetized.
And that's another thing I don't understand. It's like social media has replaced marriage counseling. That is something she says you should go to your marriage counselor and say. That's not something you put on social media, because now everybody that know your husband is looking at that poor man sideways, when in a therapy session is between you and the therapist, but you want to bring to social media and have 4 million views.
Anyway, like, get your bag, but doing it for, like, it really shows a lot if you're doing it just to get some paper, because you know you're going to go viral trying to embarrass your husband. Like, y'all are like, if it's not satire, if it's not made up, like, you're a terrible fucking person. Like, terrible.
I get it.
But I mean, not surprising. I'm not surprised by it. But the fact of like putting that on.
But you know what's hard for men? And I'm doing a long video today because I haven't been live, and I'm not coming live no time soon because I'm tired. You know what it is for men? Men, they do not understand the in love part. I'm sure that husband is saying, and men will say, he does everything. He's the perfect guy. He works. He takes care of the kids. He helped me with the children. He's perfect. So what more do you want? They don't understand what she's saying. They don't understand that I don't know myself. I'm not in love with this man because I don't know who I am. So how can I really be in love and want to spend the rest of my life with this man when I don't know who I am? That's the thing for a lot of guys. They just don't understand it.
The internet, like, if that was me, if my wife did that, like, don't worry, baby, I made this decision for us. You can go. You know what I'm saying? You embarrassed us in front of millions of people. Nah, don't worry. I'll go get the papers. I'll have them bitches ready ASAP. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I absolutely get it. The guys don't really understand, but I totally understand. So cousins, comment below. Let me know, do you understand what she is saying? And be sure to subscribe and thumbs up. And remember, the husband profile course begins in April. I'm going to play another 2 or 3 people making commentary on this, but the husband profile begins in April. If you want to take it, sign up. The link is below. Send me an email so I could add you to my list. Okay, let's hear what this woman has to say. Like, don't worry, I make that decision for us.
TikTok to Camille came to TikTok to advertise and humiliate her husband in front of like 4 million people. Jesus. She starts by telling us that she did ask her husband for a divorce, and then she follows up immediately after telling us how great he is. He's loyal, great dad, he's disciplined, hardworking, he take care of the family, all that. And then she pretty much said, like, the only reason why she didn't leave is because she don't want to have to start all the way over with somebody else. Because like, what if she doesn't find what she's looking for with somebody else? So what she's telling the whole world is that she really doesn't like being with her husband, but she's gonna and settle for him because, what if things don't work out with somebody else?
Maybe
And that's a
with
punishment for her
somebody else.
disdain for him. She's going to publicly embarrass him, tell all the business, tell the world basically how much she's settling for her husband,
Wow.
and then make it out to look like she was asking for advice when she really should have went to a counselor or therapist. She said they tried that already. Try another one.
Mhm.
And she also said that like her friends and family don't even know this. This is gonna be the first time hearing it too. So instead of going somewhere in private, a therapist, a counselor,
Mhm.
a friend, or her family, she decided to air it out for the whole world to see.
Right.
And it's so embarrassing because
It
she's
is
telling
embarrassing.
us, a bunch of strangers, a bunch of nobodies, their personal business.
Mhm.
And it's embarrassing again because what if he decides to stay with her after that? Yeah, that's really embarrassing. You stay with somebody after they publicly embarrass you in front of
Right.
millions of people. If you ask
Mhm.
me, it sounds like Ryan is going to be single soon, and Camille is going to be swiping on Tinder somewhere, trying to find that thrill that she
Right.
doesn't have in her 10-year-long marriage. Girl, if you ain't got no thrill, you better go put some up in it. And if you're not happy or satisfied in a relationship, leave. Like, I don't believe in staying somewhere where you're not happy.
Yeah.
But to publicly embarrass someone who, according to you, has done nothing wrong, nothing to deserve this,
Perfect man.
it's crazy. It's very nasty work.
It's
Wife of 10 years.
I totally understand, I totally understand. I understand it. I get it. I know people are mad, but I totally get it. Let's see what this guy has to say. And maybe I will play the Caribbean guy. I don't really want to hear what he got to say.
But earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce.
You guys want to know why she said she wanted a divorce? She said she wanted a divorce because she's been married to this man for almost 10 years and feels like she doesn't have the love that she wants in her relationship. Mind you, she's been married to this man for almost 10 years, has nothing negative to say, but has also had 3 kids with this individual. And is 32 years old saying, I'm not the person that I want to be damn near. You're projecting the fact that you don't know how to make yourself happy outside your relationship. You're projecting the fact that you think you're losing your identity in this relationship because you aren't willing to do the work to figure yourself out in your relationship. And you think you need to explore to figure that out instead of working with the person you built a life with for the past 10 years and building a journey like that.
I don't agree.
But you want to go outside to figure yourself out at your grown age.
You know what it is? I think her true self doesn't like him. The real person she is doesn't like him. And that's why she's saying, well, I don't even know myself. I want to figure out who I am. I get it. I know a lot of people are upset, but I totally get it. Cousins, do y'all get it? Do y'all understand? I totally get it. I totally understand. I'm not saying I agree. What I'm saying is I totally understand what she is saying. And again, this is why I am against getting married too young, because you do not know who you are. Let's listen to what this guy has to say. He said marriage is a humiliation ritual.
Year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce. And this would probably shock a lot of my friends and my family because I hadn't told anybody. Okay. I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets a dog, where all of those things. Okay.
Right.
Had a full breakdown. I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years.
Let me stop this too. A lot of times people get married for all the wrong reasons. Maybe she got married to get away from her family and her mama. Maybe he's Captain Save a Hoe, and now she's in the place where she can do and take care of herself. And she's like, I'm out. You know, you never know. That could possibly be what it is. Again, I am not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying I totally understand it, and I get it. I get it. Let's listen to him. I accidentally moved the thing.
Hardworking, good person
Uh-huh.
that you could meet on this planet. And that is probably the reason, that is the reason why I have not left. Okay.
Marriage is such a humiliation ritual. It's hard to see the value these days. That's why I continue to stress. It only makes sense to marry a very rich woman, because if she embarrasses you, when she wants to walk out, at least you can get something for your pain and suffering. Because the embarrassment this man has to now deal with the rest of his life, that she'd rather come onto the internet and talk to the general public instead of having a private conversation with her husband and family to fix her problems. Like, what is up with it? And then she's also saying he's a perfect man. He does nothing wrong. Like, what message are we trying to send to society when we're now saying that as a man, you can have all the features, you can do everything, but women are not sensible enough to realize that value and want to just be loyal to that alone. They don't care about your values. They don't care about what you represent. All they care about is what you spend. And even if you do spend a lot of money, they might not even care about that. These are literally individuals that are here to self-destruct. So I continue to stress to you, if she's not rich, if she's not paying to play, you do not need to stay. It makes no sense. The likelihood of you having a divorce already is so high. So why go into it with a woman like this that's literally saying for the entire marriage she's looking for the answer, when the entire time you've already been the answer? And the only problem is the woman she has to look at in the mirror every single day. Why risk everything you've worked for a woman that's going to implode? It makes no sense. These modern women are embarrassing. So therefore, do not get caught up with a woman who not only has nothing to offer you, but when she then implodes on a relationship, you walk away with nothing other than this embarrassing video that's stuck on the internet for the rest of your life. Trust my values only.
You've been married for
tell me what y'all think about that. Okay, let me hear what the Caribbean guy has to say. I don't, well, you know, we don't believe in the passport bros over here. I believe, people do not understand it. People don't understand. I get it. I want to know in the comments, do y'all understand? Okay, let's listen to what he got to say, John.
10 years with 3 kids.
3 kids.
And a nice, disciplined, hard-working husband. She want to get a divorce.
Yes.
Yes. It is crazy. Make we listen to the video and then get back to the reasoning in the comment section. Here goes.
I don't know if I'm going to actually post this because this is super vulnerable for me and I'm a pretty open person. But earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce. And
she started us. I don't know if I'm going to post it because it's vulnerable. You shouldn't have done it. She should have went to a therapist. Let's listen to all of what she said.
I don't know if I'm going to actually post this because this is super vulnerable for me and I'm a pretty open person. But earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce. And this would probably shock a lot of my friends and my family because I hadn't told anybody, okay? I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets the dog, where all of those things, okay? Had a full breakdown. I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. Let me be very clear about that. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet. And that is probably the reason, that is the reason why I have not left. Okay. Our relationship and what my expectations are for my marriage and what they always happen are not met, right? Which I don't know if anybody's are. The reason that pushed me to even bring up divorce and talk about it was the fact that I feel like I can't be myself with my husband.
That's fair.
And it's really confusing because I'm 32 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I am a mom of 3,
Mm-hmm.
and I still don't know who I am.
Mm.
So for me to be like, oh, I can't be myself, or you don't love me for who I am, isn't really fair because I don't know who I am.
Mm.
I'm figuring that out every day. But the reason why I wanted to share this on here in the first place is we are coming up on our 10-year anniversary.
Uh-huh.
We're going to Mexico, to Cabo, for our 10-year anniversary trip. And we're rewriting our vows. We never wrote vows in the first place. We didn't have vows when we got married.
I understand that.
I'm struggling to write my vows, like to write a vow. And I think that's because I still feel very unsure in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that we finally talked about this past week together, because it's just been something that since we kind of talked about it and I brought it up and we committed to change and we committed to working on our relationship.
Change what?
I started my own business. He quit his job. Roles have changed. Life has been crazy. And we just haven't come back to talking about this subject. And I brought it up again because I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you, like writing these vows is hard. I don't feel like we're any closer. I don't feel like anything has really changed since I brought this up 6 months ago, 9 months ago, whatever. And I want to work on our relationship. Like at the end of the day, of course, I could get a divorce, and try to go find the love that I'm craving with somebody else. That's going to come with its own hardships, its own complications, and ones that I'm not willing to take on. Right. I love Ryan. He is the best father.
No, you don't.
I just need to learn how to explain what I need from him in our relationship, and he needs to be able to give that, and I need to be doing this.
But I think she wants him to become somebody he's not. Like you said, he's the perfect guy. There's nothing wrong with him. So what's the problem? What else can he do? What else can he become? Can he become?
Same for him, so that we can both, like, in 10 years from now, in the next 10 years, look back and say, like, we put in the work and we finally have the marriage and the relationship that we have always wanted, and that is what I want. I guess the reason why I'm coming on here, and if you've made it this long, that's really nice. What have you done in your relationship to get to that point? If you have been in a place where we are and have worked through it and have found things that have brought you closer or that have given you that relationship, like I'm just, I guess, asking for advice. Like, what have you done in order to get there, and what has worked for you?
There's nothing to be done. He's not.
We're honestly willing to try anything. We have done therapy and counseling before, and it was fine. Honestly, it wasn't like my favorite thing, but I'm willing to try that again. And I don't know, books, podcasts, like what have you guys done that has worked for you to get your marriage to where you want it to be?
Nothing is going to work, dear. I'm sorry.
I just don't like thinking, okay, we've been married for 10 years and we've kind of like been at this same point the whole time. I just don't want to look back 10 years from now and not have tried my best to have this like relationship that we both want and that we deserve and that our kids deserve to see in us. So I'm kind of being vulnerable and posting this on here, but I would just like to know, like, what has worked for you and what advice, I guess, you would have for me. Thanks.
Listen, woman like this create havoc in our relationship.
Moving on, child. I can't. I cannot. So comment below. What do you think? Do you understand what I said about I totally understand what she's saying? I get it. I get it. And this is why one of the reasons I am against getting married too young. She's probably only dated her college sweetheart. You know, getting married at 22 means You dated while you were in college, and right after you graduate at 21, 22, you get married. And I'm against that. I teach against that. Comment below. I love you. Shout out to the new cousins who sent this to me. And thank you, girl, for that offering. It's hot. It's freeze. It's snowy, so I can't go get no coffee today. Love you. Love you. Comment below. The husband profile begins in April. Let me know if you want to take it. And thank you so much for your love and support. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, and be sure to check out the Scrubs t-shirt. I'm going to post them in the community tab. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.